I'm going to let you in on a little bit of a secret. I have a huge soft spot for American classics. And I know I drive a Toyota, but that's by the by. That is by the by. So these are 5 of my favourite American classics. And let me just be super clear. The list would be endless if I had an endless stream of money, which I don't. And I don't even own an American classic. So these are my top 5. So at number 5, it's the Pontiac Star Chief. It's the Pontiac Star Chief from the 1950s. And one of the things that I really love about this car in particular, it's chrome and bi-tone elements. I'm a real sucker for contrasting colours and contrasting features and things that capture your eye. And with this Pontiac, I really feel like it does exactly that. Now, on the Star Chief, you've obviously got some lovely star elements down the side. And there's this like swooping sort of element towards the rear. It gives it a sense of travel and direction. I just think it looks really quirky and really cool. It's actually also known for having quite a roomy interior and a luxurious sort of ambience, which you really get from it. And I think the ones that I've seen, particularly when I've seen American cars at like Brooklands, for example, the owners just take such good care of them. And they almost look as if they've just rolled off the forecourt in the 1950s itself. They're so clean, they're so precise. Oh, just chef's kiss. And it's also one of Pontiac's star models for that time, rivaling the Cadillac. So number 4 is the Chevrolet Bel Air. And again, it's from the 1950s. A little bit of a theme here. And I love the Bel Air. I also really love the dynamic styling elements of the Bel Air. So again, you've got the chrome detailing, which I think just gives so much to the design of cars during that time in America. You've got the white wall tyres, which I think again are an iconic element of a classic American car. And you've also got some quite pointed parts along the front. So the one that I've sort of seen has got, I can't even describe them. They're like arrows pointing forward on the bonnet, but they also give like a real nice semblance to the other chrome elements. So like it's got the chrome around the windows, and it's like quintessential from that point in America, from that design element. You know, it's the chrome, as I said, the tail fins, the two-tone paint, which I am a huge sucker for. Like, I don't go for cars that are just all one colour. There needs to be some element of contrast, which actually is my Yaris. That's a bi-tone black and blue. Right, number 3, the Ford Thunderbird, which I have put up a review and my own how I look into cars video on this one. And again, with the Ford Thunderbird, we've got a slightly different shape and design. Obviously, with the Pontiac, it's quite pointed, and with the Chevrolet, it's got that rounded feel. On the Ford Thunderbird, I feel like it's actually a little bit more boxy, and I know that it has a nickname of square top, I believe. And again, this is a car that, the second generation one I'm thinking of here, was designed for luxury, but also to appeal to people that wanted something a little bit more from their cars, from their daily drivers. And if you look inside the interior, I remember the one that I saw had so much space, but you've also got some real like Easter eggs and some nuggets of like fascination across the car too. So you've got the emblem, I think, between the rear seats on the back. You've obviously got some of the key designs within the bonnet, which again, I don't know why we don't have that so much with cars nowadays, but some of those, like, do you remember with the Rolls Royce where the emblems would poke up out of the bonnet, and obviously now a lot of the time they're embedded in. But I just feel like there's something quite dynamic about those little key elements just popping out and telling you, hey, I'm here. I'm taking up road space. It's again a highly collectible car. I think it's one of the more affordable ones when you look at the spectrum of American classics. It's a car that's very much designed for establishing presence on the road, telling you that it's there. And I think there is something really interesting and entertaining about cars that just tell you that they're there. and they're real head turners. Okay, there's a theme going on here. Number 2, the Chevrolet Corvette C1, and this one is sort of 50s to early 60s model. And again, you've got the recurring themes of white wall tires, the chrome elements. This one's got two-tone. There is a whole lot of it that says sense of travel, luxury sports car. It's one of the smaller ones that I've seen, and particularly one of the smaller ones on my list. But of course, relatively speaking, it's still quite a large car. I think the reason this one just makes my list is because it is first ever Corvette, and it's known as an iconic sports car. I know that it had its time in Le Mans. And this one, I think, was built a little bit more for the sports car feel. So it feels a lot more lightweight. You've got a lot of fiberglass elements within it. It's a lot more aerodynamic compared to like the Bel Air or the Ford Thunderbird, where you've got that kind of boxy shape across the top of it. A lot of the lines and detailing along this car actually sort of indicate that there's an element of optimizing aerodynamics, particularly if it's a sports car. That's something you kind of want to get out of the thrill of the drive, right? Just absolutely stunning cars. And I don't know, the interior for me just feels more like a cockpit. So it feels more like a sports car, like a driver focused car. And lastly, if you know me, you know this was going to be on my list, the Ford Mustang. And again, a theme here, the 60s. I have to say, I feel like the 50s and 60s for me, those classic American cars they just evoke a real sense of joy for me. I don't know, like many other people would be like, what's she going on about? But for me, so much joy in those cars. And the Ford Mustang, I can really get behind. Everybody knows that logo, whether you drive Mackie now or Mustang from back in the 70s, everybody knows that logo. And of course, it's like the pony car craze. So I know that was a whole thing rivaling other American manufacturers at the time. And actually, I think it really, really pushed it further and further out. You know, that's why we have them being built now. That's why they've evolved into electrics, whether you are an electric fan or not. That's by the by. It's got a huge place in people's hearts. And I think that really carries forward. It does continue its DNA, and you can see elements of its first generation DNA in its current and its second. And it's for someone like me, who's a proper automotive enthusiast, it is just, you just get a real taste for it. I feel like behind a Mustang, nobody is going to mess with you. Do you know what I mean? No one will mess with you. So those are my 5 top picks for American classics. There are so many more, so I want to hear yours in the comments below. What are highlights for you? I know that a lot of people have like Pontiacs, Buicks, Cadillacs, Ford Mustangs. Like, I want to hear your experiences with those cars. Share them, please share them, because I just want to have a good old nosy too. But yeah, those are my top 5. And if I win the lottery, I won't be telling you guys, but there will be signs.